Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we direct your attention to Garnet Vision in a special video presentation as Chase presents a Knicks Legends Night tribute to the 1972-73 World Champion Knickerbockers.
They had already written a championship story, had already established themselves as one of the greatest of all basketball teams. But now, 3 years later, came the climax of their era of glory. This time, the familiar faces were joined by new blood with a championship pedigree, a master of both memory and the long-range jumper, a dynamic sophomore right off the city's streets, and the game's premier magician who adapted his singular style to his new home. Like the city they called home, they were a kaleidoscope of styles. But together, they played with one mind, one spirit, and one heart. 10 Hall of Famers, and in the end, after defeating 3 of their fiercest rivals, they reached the pinnacle once again in unforgettable fashion. Their first championship had ignited a city and a sport, but their second cemented their legacy. They were champions once again. Champions forever. Now, 40 years later, we salute them once again. Good evening, I'm Al Trolley. This is quite an honor. In partnership with Chase, the marquee partner of the New York Knicks and Madison Square Garden, we celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1972-73 New York Knickerbockers. A team that featured a staggering 10 basketball Hall of Famers and capped an unforgettable era with their second NBA title in 4 years. Each honoree this evening will receive a special edition Madison Square Garden watch from Tissot Swiss Watches, the official timepiece of Madison Square Garden. The watch features an MSG custom case back that has been specially engraved for each member of the championship team. Before we welcome the members of that team, here to represent the Knicks organization is Knicks legend, Assistant General Manager, Alan Houston.
Come on.
I'd also like to point out this very handsome trophy. This is a replica of the Walter Brown Memorial Trophy, and in the 60s and 70s, this is the trophy that the Knicks won. This is the trophy that was awarded to champion of the NBA. It is the trophy the Knicks won in 1970, and again in 1973, before it was retired in 1977. And now, 40 years after their greatest triumph, here they are again, the 72-73 New York Knicks. Staff. The legendary trainer, the late Danny Whalen, is represented tonight by his godson, Dr. Michael Neese. A Hall of Famer who personified New York basketball for so many years, including as an assistant coach in '73, the late Dick McGuire, represented by his wife, Terry McGuire. And the man who guided the Knicks to both of their championships. He wore the dual hats of coach and general manager in 1973. The late Red Holtzman, represented by his daughter and son-in-law, Dale and Charlotte Bovelli. And now the players. Just a few years out of Rice High School, he helped win an NBA title in just his second pro season, saving his best for the playoffs. New York's own number 7, Dean the Dream Pemberton. He began his season as an unheralded rookie and ended it as a world champion. Another big-time playoff performer. Welcome back, number 40, John Gianelli. Another rookie who won a championship ring in his first pro season, now a long-time NBA coach and currently with the Memphis Grizzlies, number 17, Henry Bibby. His path in 1973 took him from the garment Town Center to the Eastern League to an NBA championship, and he had an entire city rooting for him. His name echoes to this day, number 43, the one and only Arthur Wingo. When this man joined the Knicks, he was already on his way to the Hall of Fame, winning both an NCAA title and an Olympic gold medal. He added that final glorious piece in NBA championship in 1973, the master of memory, number 32, Jerry Lucas. He missed the Knicks' first title run due to an injury, but what a contribution he made in 1973. And who could have imagined what lie ahead? 11 championships as a head coach, and a ticket to the Hall of Fame with number 18. The Knicks wouldn't have won either of their NBA championships without this man. And the number 12 that hangs from the ceiling stands as testament to his legacy. The man who made Fall Back Baby famous, number 12, Dick Barnett. And now the starting five. Everyone has his retired number hanging above us, and everyone is enshrined in the Hall of Fame. We lost the great Dave DeBusschere far too early, but his spirit and legacy will live with us forever. We are honored to have Dave's son with us tonight, Peter DeBusschere. Rhodes Scholar, Senator, author, and before all of that, one of the greatest of all Knicks. The world is his office, but the garden will always be his home. Number 24, Bill Bradley.
Yeah!
Even today, he still holds the city spellbound. And even those who never saw him play in the never made another one like him.
Yeah!
Number 10, Walter John Rick. The most valuable player of the finals in '73, just as he was in 1970. Now and forever, simply the captain, number 19, Willis Reed.
Yeah!
Artist, showman, magician. He was all of these and so much more. And in 1973, finally, a champion. In all the game's history, no pearl has ever shined brighter. Number 15, Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Yeah!
And now to speak on behalf of these great champions, Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Just want to say thank you so much. Having our names called out like this, it reminds us of 40 years ago, the exhilaration that we get and what you have always given us. It's a great feeling. I'd like to say, first of all, I'd like to thank Hanks and Jim and the rest of the MSG staff and for how they've made us feel. You really feel like champions with what they've done for us in the last couple of days, and I want to applaud them and give them applause, please. It's been 40 years, but it seems like yesterday. And when you get together with guys like this here, it is like yesterday. We still talk about the same things, we kid each other the same way, and for you in New York, we deserve you as well as you deserve us. We've made it happen, and we love you, and we'll continue to be the New York Knicks 1973 championship team.
Yeah!
with that said, let's just keep our hands crossed and our fingers crossed and everything else for this new team that's here in New York, for what they're doing, what they're giving us. And let's let them lead us on to another championship here in 2013. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Earl. And gentlemen, thank you for the memories. Hopefully you inspire the team that's right over there. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1972-73 World Champion, New York Knickerbockers.
Why would you do that? Is this like the Knicks?